Welcome back, tribe. Actions have consequences. Let's get into it.
I just spent the morning paying bills and I'm done. I'm done. I don't care anymore, and here's what needs to happen. One of you needs to move to Regina, Saskatchewan, Canada, and marry me. You don't need to love me. Hell, you barely even need to hang out with me. We can be like most normal married couples and not have sex and barely talk. But we can split the bills. And who knows? Who knows? I'm not cooking. I don't go in the kitchen. But I'm a pretty good cuddler, if that even comes up. You live your life, I'll live my life. Sure, we share a bed because I have a small house and there's not a lot of bedrooms. But that's okay. We can learn. We can learn to love each other. Or not. But we will be less poor. Less poor.
Speak for yourself.
Swear to God, if a man even utters a single word to me ever again in my entire life, I'll fucking smash them in the fucking face. Don't speak to me. Go away. Go away. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me to live my life in peace. Bye. I can't. No man ever speaks to me ever again.
She's crazy. I just got home from Pilates and the girl next to me was talking about how she broke up with her boyfriend 3 months ago and met this new guy like 2 weeks later, and they're like madly in love and just loving life together. I'm obviously so happy for her, and I love that she was like so passionately telling the whole class about this story. But a part of me was super sad, and it was because I've been single for 3 years and...
Pause, bro, pause. How is she single for 3 years? You guys have to understand. Past 25 and beautiful is a recipe for disaster when she's single. There's a reason this woman is not ugly, objectively speaking. Eyes, bone structure, lip, everything. She's in shape. You can tell. She keeps everything fit. Attraction is not the problem here. It's all up here. This one is in Looney Town. There's like that hot and crazy matrix chart. She's like maxing out on the crazy. There's no other reason that all the men that she's come across, all the men that have hit on her, not one dude thought it was a good idea to put a ring on it. Why? You have to ask yourself this. Why? It's like when you go to a store and you start to shop for some items and you're looking down and you're looking at this thing and it says like 30% off. And you're reading the label and it all sounds nice and you're like, this sounds like a bargain. Why is nobody buying these? And then the rest of the aisle's like half empty, except this one product that nobody seems to be buying. You start to doubt it, don't you? You go, what the hell? Why is everything else selling out but this? And it's getting discounted. They're really trying to get rid of this stuff. What do I not know that's making me think that this is a good deal, but everybody else refuses to get this? That's essentially what's happening here. She is, by all metrics, attractive and should have a ring on her finger and being taken care of and not being in this little ass apartment. Bro, this is like a 1 bedroom / studio apartment. It's tiny as shit. No man is taking care of this woman. Why? What's happening?
I've gone on probably 400 first dates, and...
You see what I mean? 400 first dates. Of those 400, how many dudes managed to charm her pants off? Of those 400, how many of them turned into a long-term relationship? How old is she? Who the knows? Late 20s? Probably. Early 30s if she kept up really well. Something like that. That is a lot of baggage. That's a lot of trauma. That's a lot of bad dates rolled in there. That's a lot of extra hoops she's built up psychologically to protect herself from assholes that used her that you're going to now have to deal with. You have to jump through extra hoops, be extra great, extra caring, extra this. Oh, you also be the Skittles man too. You got to be hot here, cold there. Got to be that dude that one time got her all those flowers and made her feel a certain way. She wants you to have that quality. Then you got to be Chad ripped with a 6-pack that when she rubbed her hand down your stomach made her feel a lot of tingles because you're built like a damn marble Greek god. Yep, got to have that. You got to have some deep ass pockets. Got to be holding hundreds of stacks like the one businessman that took her out on all these vacations and she was experiencing the world. You got to be an amalgamation of that for this one to be happy. This is the danger with the dating game and women. Their options are endless. which means they'll create this caricature, this amalgamation of what a man is supposed to be from a bunch of men. And this is Mr. Perfect in her eyes, which doesn't even exist. There's no man that has all the best attributes of every single man she's ever laid down with. That's the problem. She will never be happy. She probably was in a bunch of long-term relationships and then self-sabotaged in some way because that guy didn't have what the last 3 had or whatever it is in her head that convinces her that this guy is just not good enough. I could do better. I could do a little better than this one. Well, he's okay, but there's something better around the corner, because I could just swipe for another option. I'm on a date with this guy. Oh, he was kind of funny. I like him. Oh, we've been seeing each other for a few weeks now. Oh, we've been having sex. Oh, but wait a second. I matched a doctor a week ago. Oops, we just got into an argument over something really stupid. This is not the one. No, it should be like a fairy tale. Disney happily ever after. I should be feeling butterflies in my stomach 24/7. Next, I'm going to have to let him know that this isn't just going to work out. And she goes out with that doctor. She goes out with a businessman. She goes out with an athlete. And every single one of them are just pumping and dumping. And when she finally settles down later, this one's got some mileage left to go still because she's good looking. But later, when that list evaporates and she has to pick someone up or risk being alone forever, she's going to settle with that little nice dude, the cubicle Bob, the cucky Carl. The guy that lets her get away with everything, the spineless turd. You see all these marriages happen all the time this way. You get a woman that's older and just got married sometime after her 30s to some fat dude, balding, nasty looking, skinny, fat, just a complete soy in his veins being pumped day in and day out, beta Bob. That's who she gets with. And that's where a majority of these divorce statistics come from. It's these bozos that think they caught a catch. I found my queen later in life. I was a good boy, worked really hard, kept my head down, and I finally got myself a good woman. You're a trick, bro. You got predated on. She chose you. You have no experience with women, which makes it easier to get manipulated by them. She knows this. You're a steady paycheck. That's who you are. This is how these women essentially get their mistakes erased. This is why the game isn't fair. Even when they hit the wall, if they make the right moves, they'll find a simp. A woman never truly pays for her mistakes. The only way she pays is in her mind. The consequences is I couldn't have the bad boy I once had. That's it, bro. In the real world, there's a simp waiting to bust his wallet open and bend over on his back so he could get walked all over. That's the truth. That's the truth. There are hardly consequences for them. Once you learn that part of the game, you understand what it really is. You're going to start self-improving, working on yourself, getting better, getting your money up. And boy, oh boy, does it start to come at you like fucking magic, dude. It's like a magnet. The more you do better, the better people see you doing, the more they start to magnetize to you as a man. All of a sudden, people are DMing you from back in the day that you haven't heard from or hung out with in years. All of a sudden, people are saying hello to you in public. All of a sudden, all that good energy and shit is being exuded out of you. They call it charisma, and people feel it around you and are attracted to you and want to be around you. They want to take that energy from you. They want it to rub off on them. Once you find yourself as a man, you align mind, body, spirit, and you're walking the correct path, and it's authentic to yourself, that's when every piece falls into place. Until then, you're living a lie, and it can be seen by everybody on a subconscious level. The hungrier you are to get laid, the more needy you are, the squirrelier your energy. Women feel it on you when you haven't even been laid in a while. Like you're a little bit too pushy. You don't have outcome independence. You're trying to get her in bed as fast as possible. You can't think of anything but sex. You can't roll with the conversation because you're pretending just to get laid. As opposed to, I'm kind of interested in meeting and talking to this person. And if they're cool, we'll probably have sex. If we don't care. Got another 2 lined up, something like that. But that energy exchange there through conversation, through body language is completely different. And women feel it right away. And it's funny because the harder you chase women, the less likely you are to get them. The less you chase women, the more you ignore them, they fucking come at you, dude, like a stampede. Shit looks like it's Lion King and you're hanging on the cliff for dear life. It's great, dude. That's the magic. That's the little trick to all of this shit. When you really internalize that as a man, you'll start going to work on yourself. It just takes time. The issue is today, in the fast-paced society we live in with all this technology, all these distractions, time is something people don't know how to manage, and long-term goals isn't something people have the guts for anymore. We're too distracted, bro. If it's not now, if I can't get that loot box now, if I can't get that drop now, if I don't put in 1 hour and see results here, 6-pack abs now, in 6 steps, 10 weeks to get shredded, stupid shit like that. Nothing easy in life is worth chasing. This isn't a routine. It's who you are that needs to change. Because when who you are changes, your habits change along with you. It's no longer a routine. It's no longer the 6 steps to abs. It's simply how I live my life day to day. And it's manifesting itself in my body, my mind, and my spirit. The authenticity is attractive.
And my friends can back that up. And I have not been able to find a connection at all with anyone. And the common denominator in this is me. And when you hear about, these other lovely women who break up with their boyfriends and immediately find a boyfriend again, you're just like, okay, it just reaffirms that it is you, but is it me? And now I'm like, am I the problem? Or
yes, come on.
Maybe I'm not in touch with my sexuality. And it makes me question a lot of things about how I'm dating and how I approach dating.
Good.
So anyways, I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer, but I'm sure there are other women out there that have experienced this. I keep reminding myself that the universe does have a plan for me. And although I don't have a partner in crime at this point in my life, one day I will.
No, you won't.
Let's talk dating as a single mom.
So close. Just so close to taking accountability and responsibility for her actions. Almost. That goddamn universe is going to bail her out and give her a man, huh?
I get this question all the time. Tips, advice, your experience. Are you seeing anyone? How's that going? And I would love to be able to give advice and tips on how that's going, but it's not going. Because as a single mom, our standards about fucking triple prior to. I already had high standards, and then now you bring my daughter into the thing, and like no one's good enough, right? On top of standards, time. As a single mom, we have little to no me time. So if I'm going to invest the small amount of me time I have into someone else and you fucking waste it, done. And on top of that not being shit, they don't fucking know how to communicate. My 2-year-old toddler has the capability to tell me what she does or does not want, does or does not like.
Why are we talking about men's problems in your dating life when you're the one that couldn't keep the father around? Men can't communicate for shit, but you can't pick the right man to squirt off in you and get you pregnant. Which one is a bigger problem? Your mate selection and getting left a single mother, or a guy not being able to communicate? What's a more pressing issue there? Don't you think you need to lower the standards a little bit, the attitude, the requirements to be chosen with all this extra baggage in tow? You already made a lifelong mistake. That one will follow you permanently. It's not you being picky, choosing better for your daughter. It's you not having any decent options left because the only men that would deal with a single mother are from the lower rungs of society that are just looking for hit it and quit it or already starving themselves, thirsty as hell on the desert. They need any bit of kitty and they'll take you. That's the issue here. Your dating value in the market has dramatically shifted since having a kid. Now you notice the quality of men has dropped proportionately.
And how she's feeling. But some way, grown-ass men are not able to use their big boy words to communicate. Weird. Moral of the story is I am not your girl if you want advice. I can tell you what not to do. I can tell you the men not to go for, but that's basically all I've learned over the last couple years.
Good luck with that.
The last person I was dating, I thought we had good connection. He was the one that I went on the date with and, great conversation and everything. We hung out quite a few times. And then out of nowhere, he just stopped messaging me. Basically, he ghosted me. At what age does that not occur? And can we not be adults? Can't you just say, hey, I'm not interested?
He did.
I don't
You got
get
ghosted.
it. Do they not know that hurts the other person?
No response is a response. You would have had your feelings hurt either way. If he told you, I'm not interested, you would have maybe asked why. Or you just say okay in the text and still got your feelings hurt and made a video about it. If somebody doesn't message you, move on. It's that simple. Have some self-esteem. Have some sense of self-worth. If people don't care about investing in your time, cut them loose.
Person's feelings, I don't know. I think I'm just done for a while.
Hey guys, if your
Oh,
person's
Lord.
showing up and doesn't seem to be super romantic or
Pause. Did you catch this? Catch this. This is how you know a lot of this shit is for show, clout, attention, and anything that comes out of the mouth is just absolute garbage. Watch the little shoulder move. Look, 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 look. So we start the video. Why do you have to show more skin? It's a very subtle tell here. See that? See that little adjustment of, let me sexify myself up a little bit. Let me make sure I look perfect for the camera. If you're doling out wisdom, just fucking dress up however you feel like it. If you're wanting to share some value, some words, some, experience that you've gotten from life, then just get on camera and start talking. Look at this.
hey guys, if your person's showing up and doesn't seem to be super romantic or super into you or super pursuing you, and you
Super
like
pursuing.
to create that in your
Super pursuing.
reality, you can, okay? Nothing is set in stone, okay? You want to stop saying that person's not romantic, okay? Or that's going to perpetuate. So you want to change that story, as well as look at your intentions and self-concept and what you're saying about yourself and your self-worth.
That's dumb. That is a dumb, stupid, dumb idea.
I think that our looks just change as we age. You know, I'm 50, I'm an old broad. But I still feel good about how I look. I know I don't look 20, but, and obviously I do a fair bit of crap to myself to feel good, just like I did when I was 20. It's just different crap. And I see women who are older in their 70s, and I think that they look great. Different, but great.
You keep telling yourself that.
Marriage is hard, and till death do us part. Those were created to trap women in marriages that they hate. Those were created to manipulate women into thinking that being miserable in a marriage where you are centering another person and all your needs are not that.
You see what happens when you indulge in TikTok as a woman? Centering your needs. The patriarchy. Marriage is oppression. You see, look, this is what happens when low IQ meets indoctrination and brainwashing. They completely take on the information and make it a part of their core identity. Now, this one is convinced that it's all men's fault. It's the system. Women have been oppressed into believing marriage benefits them. You see, this is the one that's going to start collecting cats and the box wine shit and everything we laugh about. This is the danger of social media. People that are gullible get swallowed up by echo chambers, man. You need to think for yourself, whether it's on the men's side with the manosphere or the women's side with this femme empowerment shit. You have to use your brain. When information flows your way, there's a reason it's being shown to you. When you tune in, you have to verify for yourself that the information makes sense for you. There are a lot of grifters. There's a lot of people out here just making money just to spew a bunch of bullshit, just getting on here, saying regurgitated shit that they heard from somebody else, passing it off as their own experience, and pretending to be some authoritative figures on the fucking subject. I see it all the time in the manosphere, see it all the time in this women shit, I got 8 kids and 6 divorces. Let me tell you how you should be in a relationship with a man. What? Or the clowny dude that looks like he hasn't stepped out of his basement in years talking about this is how you get laid. Come on, man. It has to match, dude. I don't take advice from fat doctors on nutrition. I don't let the skinny dude tell me how to work out at the gym. You have to look a certain way. It has to be real. Do they pass the eye test or not? Does this look, the eye test right here, does this look like a mentally stable, well-mannered citizen of society? Come on, man. Come on, man. Eye test failed.
That important. It normalizes that. It makes you not question that. Women's loyalty is exploited by the institution of marriage. Our nurturing, all the shit we've been taught that's what we're so good at. They're counting on us. They're relying on us to buy into that so that we stay in relationships with men so that they can go do their thing and we just come along and clean up after them so that we make their home and their world and their children and their bedroom and everything in their life comfortable for them. So marriage is not hard for men. It's hard for us. If you are not in a marriage with a partner who values and respects you as much as they value and respect themselves and is not
If your woman consumes TikTok, next. This is an example of next. Go overseas. If she consumes TikTok, next. Doesn't matter. All over the globe. If she is on TikTok, next. This is what happens. This is TikTok brain.
a teammate, Marriage is gonna be real fucking hard.
Especially with you.
And the comment here says, women have the freedom to dictate who they love, who they see, and who they marry for decades now. The ball has been in their court for several generations. A woman who hits this age and is still alone has had numerous opportunities to settle down, love, and be loved, and someone to spend their remaining years with. All of these women were raised to be independent, proud, accomplished, and had their pick of men when they were younger. These women decided differently and made choices that cost them all of the above. And we to feel sorry for them when there are countless men their age who are equally alone and would love to be in a relationship? You girls fought for it. Your mothers and grandmothers fought for it. Enjoy your victory, ladies. Someone said, a granny saying your person and still chasing Chad is hilarious. Maybe it's just me, but every time I see a woman pissed off about ghosting, I can't help wonder how many times she ghosted or burnt off guys in her teens and her 20s. That's true. Karma's got a way of working, eh? The lady at the end talking about marriage is a trap for women might be the craziest person I've ever seen on these red pill streets. Remarkable. The gynocracy has really done a number on Western women, and it actually has, unfortunately. The message is so effective that they argue against their own interests and wholeheartedly believe it. Zealots for the cause against themselves. Stupendous. Whoever thought that up, whoever's pulling the strings on this game and constantly hammering this message home to women and, creating these apps that pushes the narrative, makes the Hollywood movies, all the TV shows, all of them that just perpetuate this. You, or you all, I should say, are geniuses. Way to destroy society. God, you've done it right. You've ensured your progeny at the top will never have any competition because the people at the bottom aren't even having kids anymore. We're headed for population collapse. What competition? There's no kids. You guys are great. Destroyed the nuclear family in one fell swoop. Touche. See you guys on the next one.